Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris, and for this video, um, what I have coming through is you're not. It's it's okay to be righteous. It's okay to have a sense of passion, emotion, anger. There is such a thing as a healthy anger, right? So why is anger something that is healthy? It's because it teaches you about when and where you have been violated, or when and where you are violating someone else, right? It's a gauge because it's this aspect of this even happens within the body, right? When it comes to healing, when you've done something where you are not paying attention, it shows up as inflammation, as rashes, as irritations, and it can actually cause a lot of disease. Now, when you begin to address a lot of these um, places where you have anger, this unexpressed anger, it teaches you about transformation. It teaches you about you. It teaches you about the way that you've showed up and where you might need to actually express your anger. The thing is, there's no easy way of doing it other than speaking, other than practicing it. Now, there's plenty of activities, there's plenty of um, workshops on teaching you how to move through anger, how to move through it in a healthy way without destroying a whole entire life and disrupting it. And it's also in reverence to the fact that there is this self-righteousness, this self-protective mechanism where when something has gone wrong or when someone doesn't believe you or something, your sense of integrity is so important. It's so high, it's so important that by all means, by whatever happens, you will at any time, instead of, you don't even need to justify it to anyone, you will completely destroy whatever is there. And everything that has been built, you will destroy, and you're like, forget it, I'm not going back. My integrity, my sense of sovereignty, my me, I exist, I am human, I am to be valued, I am to be honored, I am to be, um, I am to be me, period. Right? There is a sense of being asked to be recognized and to make peace with that. And so it's learning this. It's learning what that means for you, how to do that, to get clearer on your thoughts, to get clearer on your intention, to get clear on the chaos that's happening, right? Chaos is a anger chaos, it's a self-defense mechanism. And the thing is, the type of society we're living in, we're just starting, like literally scratching the surface on how to deal with these emotions and how do you um and also even how to share that on a bigger scale in community, and to for it to be a baseline of what's necessary for living, right? We're learning how to do that. We're learning that the way that everything was taught 10 years ago and older than that, it doesn't work anymore because the way our minds work, the amount of um, the way that everyone has disregarded life, it was an imbalance. And so now it's time to rethink things and to communicate it differently, to inspire it differently, to not only be the one that teaches, but also be the one that's a student and being okay with having a dualistic interpretation of who you are. That it's not just one person that sees all of you, that sees the challenges you go through, but it's okay and that you're still protected, held sacred and in reverence, even though that you show yourself to multiple people to witness you. And it's not that only it's multiple people that witness you. It's also an aspect where there's people that just are constantly looking to find something, to find an answer, to justify what they see, and to create their own story around it. Of course, this is something, a concept that you've heard. You know, um, it's more well spoken of now. And older days, older times, that's called an evil eye, right? Don't look at me, don't give me your attention, because it could be infused with, your attention can be infused with your insecurities and your fears and your doubts. And there is this basic understanding that we have where the observer can impact the object, right? And it changes the story around it, and it can change the molecular structure. And the thing is, because we're human beings, we're so malleable, just like anything in nature, right? We're so malleable, and the more that there's people that look at you in a way um, that can change your structure, it's important. It's that much more important that you consistently practice how to heal yourself, how to, ward off the other eyes, and to keep your energy protected, to keep it sacred, to keep your circle small so you know and differentiate what is good and what is bad. And it's a little bit easier for you to navigate through the world. I don't know who this is for, but I hope that it's really something that is, of substance for you. And so even moving through, yes, so coming back to righteousness. So moving through your righteousness, your sense of righteousness, there is a healthy way of doing it. And the only way that you learn what that healthy way is by practice. Because you don't know what you don't know until it's there, and then you see it and you're like, oh, that doesn't look right, or that doesn't feel right. Or why the heck is that person thinking this way? Like, that's not my intention. Is that even mine? Like, yeah, it makes you think. And when you begin to think, and you're learning to step away from immediate reaction into thinking, that you've it could be that you've already reacted, and then you go back home and you're like, once you're calming down, and then you begin to relax and reflect, and you're like, what just happened? Why did I react that way, and why did that person react that way? What was actually taking place, right? And the important thing is, you're not there to figure out what that other person was thinking and feeling. The only person that you can change, um, put in and integrate another habit, practice, another belief system, is yours. You can only do that with you. So, reflecting on how you showed up and tweaking yourself, it allows you to improve on your sense of righteousness, your sense of anger, and to actually have a healthy source of anger, a healthy source of fire. It teaches you how to be deliberate with your words, because you understand to what degree it impacts people, and that you've spent time on yourself to figure out how to do it in a way, how to speak in a way that impacts without destroying someone, but it allows them to lovingly be broken down and be transformed, to inspire them, to motivate them, right? These things, inspiration, motivation. It's to learn how to use your fire without this knowing of how to deal and work with your anger and your emotions. It becomes challenging. Because even when you are communicating, even when you are working through your things, there's going to be emotions that come through. And the key to moving through all of this is regulating your nervous system. It's learning how to feed your nervous system, to build a daily practice, a daily ritual, even if it's just 1 minute, 2 minutes, just sitting with yourself, just even setting an intention of, um, even before going to sleep, it's like, may you show me what it means, where I have done wrong, and to forgive me on those places. Forgive me for the places that I have done wrong, knowingly and unknowingly. Um, or please help me digest, to integrate this anger, this fire, this doubt that is in me, and without harming me, but for it to be done with grace and ease. Setting intention, setting prayers, it really helps to inspire you to navigate and choose differently, to show up differently, to improve yourself. And then there's times that you're going to forget that you've even built up this practice. And then you're like, oh yes, I was doing this practice, it helped me. Why did I stop? Okay, whatever, but I'm going to do it again because you know what? I actually need that. It was supportive, I kind of forgot. But let me pick it up again because you know what? Half the time we forget things or we stop doing a ritual or a practice is because there is no symptoms, right? There's no, it's good or it's bad anymore. It's just is, it becomes neutral. But it's up to you to put that something into that neutral place, to give it some light, to give it some fire, to give it something. It's important that you do that for yourself. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so it's learning how to practice your righteousness, right? That's where I was going. It's a practice. There's no right and wrong way. There's safe ways of doing it, but it's also getting clear on your intention of how you want to practice it. What are things that you've noticed that you're like, you know what, I don't want to do it like this. I have to make sure that someone can help me through it where it doesn't make me feel like a monster, or makes me feel like this type of quality, or makes me feel like a narcissist. Like whatever the journey is, whatever the intention is, whatever the story is, it's there's various and an amplitude of people that provide these services. So go and try them out. Learn about yourself. That's the whole point. You walk in not with an expectation, but with an intention. So expectation, yes, there are, like, doesn't mean you just let them take you through whatever journey it is and call them out on, or just step away from something that is possibly harmful. Um, like, you know, everyone is human at the end of the day, so. But that's the thing, it's about taking responsibility for yourself, and taking responsibility does require a sense of righteousness, a sense that you are to be honored, that you are to be valued, and that these words of being honored, of being valued, it requires a lot of fire, healthy anger, a sense of righteousness. And it's done with reverence, it's done with purity, um, it's done with acknowledging who you are, that you are here to be purely you. Let yourself be in this righteous light, because it means that you're learning about who you are, you're learning about what protection is, what value is, what wealth is, what abundance is, and holding yourself accountable and also holding others accountable too. You begin to learn to be creative, to create new and different systems that are much more relevant for today, for the current lives that are being lived. Right? We didn't have this many people on the planet Earth years ago. centuries ago. Maybe we did, but it just wasn't documented, right? Then at the end of the day, that's what the case is. A lot of the things is just that it wasn't documented, or it was documented from a certain perspective. Um, so yeah, there's that too. So truly let yourself discover who you are in the face of anger, in the face of fire. Let fire transform you. And it doesn't mean that fire has the option to completely destroy and engulf your life. It may feel like that, but it's not what happens. It's not a healthy way of use. It's not a healthy use of fire. And at the same time, it doesn't mean you get to underplay it either. That's also another way of poor use of fire. And you move through this. You move through that gauge. This gauge changes. It always changes. And so you allow yourself to move through it. So I'm going to be leaving that message here. And I really hope that this was something that motivated you or it inspired you. It helped you think a little bit about the way that you're showing up in your life. And hopefully it's well, I'm hoping anyways, that it teaches you how to live your life more in authenticity. And I hope that it gives you the courage to actually love more. So with that, I'm going to be leaving the message there. I wish you guys all the best, and I will speak to you soon.